Welcome to the day 16 of our 30 days AI automation challenge. Today we are going to be building a Telegram voice chat, just as similar as what we built the other time from 11 Labs. So this one will be the Telegram voice chat where if we tell it something with our voice, it can be able to execute it. Is that okay? We are going to do similar things with the one we did in the last time, the last class, but this one will be a voice chat. So this is what we are building. This is an on message, the when we receive a message, and then from here it should be able to download the file, transcribe it, and then do everything here and send the message back to us, whether on email, maybe post the message for us anywhere at all. Is that okay? What we built last time is what we will do now, but it's just that here is going to be voice, and it is quite different from that one. Is that okay? So with that, let's go. All right, so let's begin our automation and then let's start something. So let's click on here and we have to put Telegram, and then click on Telegram, and then we are going to add on message. Of course, you know what on message is when he receives a message, right? So let's click on here. Don't bother about what it says because I've tested something in the past, right? So let me click on execute. Or before I click on execute, please ensure that you link up your Telegram, right? Remember in the day 15 we created a bot by picking the credentials and access token and created it. So if you have not created it and you don't have the test URL, please go and watch the 15 video and ensure that you have your bot, right? So I already have my own here, and this is what we want to test. Is that okay? So I just click on execute, and let me click on let it start running. Okay, it's running. It say go to Telegram and create your message. Let me click on here and let me tell him something. I want you to send a message to Dennis. Tell him I like him so much. You should watch the Super Eagles match by 8 p.m. and tell the referee that he should come to Nigeria because we love him so much. I will be visiting you by 8 o'clock, so he should be able to return home on time. So I leave it, and see it's going. Let it load. Once it has loaded completely, we were supposed to have it here. So let me scroll down, and you will see that we have an audio. I think we should have like 2 audio because I tried to practice this or try to do it before this class. Is that okay? So we should have our audio. Let me put it on schema, and you can see we should have our audio, right? Yeah, we have it here. So the one I'm actually using is the one that has duration 16 seconds. The ones I tried from the past were not up to that seconds. Is that okay? The one I want is this last one, 16 seconds. So it's already here. If I put it here, you can see that it's here. If I put it on JSON and scroll down, you can see duration 16, and that's the last one we are going to use. So if I click on here, you see that this trigger is now working. Is that okay? It's as simple as that. But if you don't have the bot, you won't be able to use it. So what is next? What is next is, since this is an audio, is not trying. If I click on it, you can see that there's no written something. I say send a message to Dennis, so it's not written. There is only an audio. We need to download the audio before we can be able to use it. And to do that, we need to add another node and card Telegram. All right, and then this Telegram will now be download file. Let me click on Telegram, and you can see that here, scroll down, and we will have download file or get a file. Download file. Okay, see here, get a file. So let's click on it. Please ensure that you choose get a file. And of course here we are also going to configure it. Is that okay? It's still carrying our credential, a file, get a file, and then what is the file ID? Let's come down, and this is the file ID. Pick it and then drop it here. All right, if you do the practice, you can see that this is what is here. We have download file. Leave this one as download file like this. Everything is okay like this, and let's execute and see if you can be able to download that file for us. You should be able. All right, see, we have it here. It's been downloaded for us on binary. Is that okay? So the file is here, and we're done with this. Let me close it, and then you can now see that we have this here. So the next thing to now do is that, remember what we are trying to achieve. We are trying to do, so once it downloads the file, it should be able to transcribe the file. Is that okay? And to transcribe the file, we need an OpenAI. This is the transcription. Is that okay? Let's come back and let's click on it, and then let's go our OpenAI. All right, OpenAI, and then click on this, and we choose transcribe a recording. Not translate, transcribe. If you want to translate it to different languages, you can do that, but we want you to transcribe our recording. So click on transcribe our recording, and of course ensure that you are always using this one. But there's something here you need to understand. These OpenAI free keys cannot be able to transcribe. Is that okay? So you need to pay a small token, to do that, and I'm going to do that live here. Okay, so n8n free transcribe recording, transcribe data. All right, so we are not doing anything here other than to execute. But if I execute this, it will not actually work because the free keys will not be used except we pay for OpenAI. So let's click on here and you will see it will not work because bad request is because the free keys cannot work. So let's go back to OpenAI and pay for some credit. So go to platform.openai.com, and when it brings you here, you should be able to see where we have billings. If I click on API keys, you will see that I've been creating, these ones are just artificial. They are not working for real-time stuff. All right, so we need to pay for it. You may see billings here, but in case you don't see billing, like my own is not here, click on personal, click on organizational settings, and then click on billing. So you can now see that we have billing here, right? So click on add payments, and then you can now add your card in order to buy some. Is that okay? So when you click on here, you can use MasterCard or Visa card. You can't use Verve card on online transaction. So let me add my card, and the money will be automatically here, and I'll show you how to buy API keys. Is that okay? My full name, everything is here. I can just choose anything here. All right, you can see my details. Just fill up all this space here. Just fill up all the space here and click on continue. All right, so once it says continue, they are now asking us how much do we want to deposit. I can just say minimum is 5, so let me just deposit 5, because 5 should be enough. So you can say let's remove all these things. Is that okay? And toggle this off. Is that okay? We don't want it, because if you actually toggle this on, they will keep deducting your money like that. So let's just toggle it off. We don't want anything like that. We want to deposit only $5 and click on continue, and then click on confirm payments. They will automatically deduct $5.38 from my bank account, and then I've deposited the money. And what is next is to now use it. You can see that we have $5. Forget about this one here. I don't want you to do that. So let's go back to API keys, and let's create new API keys. If the network is bad, it could take you time, but let's allow it. Okay, let me confirm if my money is intact, please. Let me confirm if the money is intact before we can go back. All right, so we have $5. Let's come back, under API keys, create new API keys, and I'll just name it, let me just name it n8n, and click n8n, and select a project, default project, and click on create my new API keys. Is that okay? So it has been created. I'll copy it, and let me come to my n8n, and let me reconfigure this. So let me create new credentials, and then click on here. I'll click on here, and that is all, and click on save. Credentials collected successfully. Everything is okay. Let's see everything. Just leave everything the way it is. Credential connected successfully. Oh yeah, connection. This is what I was looking for. Connection tested successfully. And then let's close it. And then let me test run and see again if the OpenAI case should work, because we pay money for them. All right. So it's now working. I want you to send a message to Dennis. Tell him I like him so much. You should. So it has transcribed our audio and is now in the test format. So with that, we are done with this one. And of course, we are done with this. So the next thing to now do is, let's come back. You can see we need an AI agent that can now pick up what was transcribed from the audio and do the remaining of the job for us. Of course, you know that by now. So let's come back, and let me click on here and click on AI agent. AI agent. Of course, you should know how to do that. Let's click on, let's click on this AI agent. Ensure that it's AI agent, please. And then this is it. Then connection, let's define it below. Let's map out this test, but before the map out the test, you can say here is the message. All right, I think I typed some message. All right, so let's click on here. Now let me pick the message and then map it somewhere here. All right, okay, so anyway you want to put it, you can see that we have the message here. Is that okay? So of course an AI agent needs a system message. You should know that system message is now important now. So let's click on it, and we can just open the expression so that you can be able to see what I'm doing inside. Let me click on it. I will not type this our prompt inside. There's no need creating it from ChatGPT. Let's just write something like this. Create an email with proper formatting using the input. That's what we have given to it, using the input. All right, use my contact, use the my contact because we are going to connect our contact. The Dennis that I actually say write a message to him is stored in our contact where we are going to go there. So the name of that file is called my contact, and that's why I'm giving it, say use the my contact, because this is the name of that Google Search sheet. Ensure that you name it like this. Use the my contact tool, and then I said to fetch the person's email. All right, the person's email, the person's email address that will receive the email. All right, I'll see the email. So you can just say you should add my name. So you can just say sign off with let's say best regards. Okay, all right, so best regards, and then what is the best regards? Kush Dennis. So just put your name. So we are going to see all this unfolding, right? So, oh my goodness. Good, Dennis. So say create an email with proper formatting using the input, use the my contact, just use the whole of this prompt, and let's click on close. Is that okay? All right, we are done. So let's close it. Please let me click on it again and see something, because I didn't see anything. Click outside, click on it. All right, this test, please ensure that this test is what is coming from here on the transcribing, please. All right, so let's close it. We are done. You can even troubleshoot it to see if it's working, but we don't want to troubleshoot here because you need a chat model to write. So of course you need every agent we have been using, you need a chat agent. So let's click on here and add our OpenAI, and then click on chat model. And then we want to don't use the free own, you can use the one that you paid for, that the one I just paid for. Leave everything here, we are not doing anything here, close it. And then here, very important, we told the AI agent that it's supposed to fetch information from my contacts. That means that you have to come to your Google Sheet and create something like this. We have created something like this in the past, so this is what we're actually going to use. Is that okay? I'm not creating anything new, we're still going to use it with our contact, but if you have not created it, why not go ahead and create it? Is that okay? Let's come back. So we are going to add a tool to it. We don't need a memory. Remember, a memory is when it's remembering conversation. We don't need this. This one is just to send a message direct. So let's click on tool and click on sheet. We are adding our Google Sheet tool. And then of course configure is to carry the email, the Google Sheet email that carries this particular information here. You should understand this by now. Set everything here. Let's click on here. Leave everything to create by role. What is the document? The document is my contact. All right, and my contact, and here we have to put a sheet. I think under that place I actually put my contact. This my contact was closed. So let me also rename it from here and say my contacts. Is that okay? My contacts. So let me rename it from here as well and say my contact. So let me bring it close and then come back. So let me also put something like this. Please, all this cap lock and everything here is very important. This is the reason why some of you have been having issues. The system prompts actually carry this kind of my contact. That's why I'm renaming all of them, so I will not have issue to say it's not working. Is that okay? So this one is supposed to work. Let me click on it again and see if it should work. You should be able to change it. Okay, right. That's changed it to this sheet 1. Everything here is working, and then we can now click on OK. So we now have our Google Sheet here. Now there's one thing that is very, very important. After this AI agent has fetched all the information, it should be able to structure our output. Now let me test run it so that you see what I'm trying to talk about. Let me click on here and let me click on execute aspect. you see that it only gives, we are trying to send a message to somebody, right? But the output that is going to give us here is only going to carry a complete message, and a message you are sending to somebody on an email. See, so we want the agent to actually separate them. See, everything is combined here, everything is just combined. But a message, when you say you want to send a message, it needs a subject, it needs the email, it needs the body. Is that okay? Without these three things, you can't do the mapping, and the agent is actually giving us all these things here. So we need another structure parser, we call it structure parser, that can be able to, identify and make all these things work. Is that okay? And if you click on, let's say we want to click on tool and click on, let's say we say structure parser, you won't be able to find it. Is that okay? We can't find it. I believe that if you're using the free tool, you can also find it. But what we could do in bringing it, that parser, is that we can just come here, this n8n, and then can tell it add structure output parser. Is that okay? All right, under the tool. All right, add structure output parser under the tool. So the AI agent is going to automatically, the AI in the n8n should be able to help us automatically add that tool to us, because if you search for it, you can't find it. All right, so those of you who have been having issue with what we are building here, this is exactly how to use AI to help you do it. So let's wait for the result. It's supposed to add it directly to us. All right, so you can see it has added the structure output parser directly on the tool. Is that okay? It has added it here. So all you have to do is let me double click on it, and you can see that it now has to email example, it has subject, email, subject, body, everything was just added automatically from the AI. So it's telling the AI that to is the email example.com, and then the subject should be email subject, body. You can even leave all these ones here. Is that okay? So we have everything here. We are not touching anything here, because everything has been done with us from the AI. So let's just come back and then click on our agents. And then let me close this AI please for now, because we don't need it for now. So let me click on execute again, and let's see if you could be able to differentiate, the subject, the body, and everything using the output parser. Once this is done, it means that we are on the right track. But if it's not done, it means that we have to retrace our step back. Is that okay? All right, so let's wait for the result output. All right, so the result will be coming. Of course, you can now see that we have to, we have subject, we have body. You say, please watch the Super Eagles match, and then this is subject, this is a toe, and this. Of course, we are on the right track. And then let me click on OK. You can see that we will now have a green tick on the output parser. So this is exactly how to build this. If you can't find it, if you can't find any tool, you can use AI to add it exactly to us. Is that okay? Now the last thing, which actually, of course, after it has separated everything, it should now send it directly to our email. Now under the email, let's add the node. Click on add node, and then click on Gmail. Of course, sorry, Gmail, and then click on this. And then let's add send mail, send a message. All right, send a message. And then of course you need to do the mapping of usual. So to, we need to add, just do the mapping, add the to here. All right, so to, and then what is the subject? Add the subject. So if you do not add that structure output parser, you won't be able to do all of these things. Is that okay? What is the message? Which is the body? Click on this, and then click on OK. And that's all. And then let's click on close, and everything is now okay. Is that okay? So now let's execute the flow. Let's execute the flow. To execute the flow, let's go back to the email. All right, so let me click outside, click on email, and see what we have done. What we have done inside here is okay, right? So if I execute this email, I should be able to see an email here. All right, so let's click on execute, and let's click on execute. And let's see something. Let's see the message that will be sent to our email. You say, okay, a message has been sent. It's showing sent. All right, let me go to my email. All right, so I've opened my email. You can see it. Please watch the Super Eagles match and a quick request. Let's click on it, and let it open for us. Let me see the content of the. All right, hi Dennis, I want to tell you to open. All right, so it has been sent to us. So this execution works completely. So you can see how it is. So if you want this to work without having to be clicking execution, publish it. Is that okay? So this is what we have been able to build today using our voice. So you just have to be doing it. So if you want to send another message, once you publish on your bot, it's just to be using the voice note. If you use a text, it won't work because this is a voice note. Is that okay? So you can keep using voice note like that and like that. So that's how to build this simple automation. Please kindly help me subscribe to the channel and like this video. Please remember, this will not work. You need to spend small money to buy API keys and all of that in order to test one of this. If you want to go far with this, why not? You should be able to do this. I will see you in our next class.